All right, we are live on the Moneyline Monaco podcast, live simulcasting on my Moneyline Monaco TikTok. I am hours away from heading to the world's most famous arena for game two. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review wherever you get your podcasts. Just want to throw out game one across the board betting takeaways. Don't have the same detailed thought as I do for some games more than others. Was in person in the media section for game one Saturday night. Don't forget to check out my solo show on MSG Networks, The Better Half Hour. My predictions made sure to throw up and throw out before all NBA playoffs ball started, just to give you an idea of what you're listening to. Knicks in 5, took the Pacers in 7 over the Bucks. At the time of my predictions, Orlando and on the west side, the Grizzlies were still wrapping up playing, Miami. Orlando had already won. So I didn't have those series locked in. Obviously, I have Cleveland over the Heat. I got Boston over Orlando. Both those series, likely to not go 6. We shall see. But both chalk moving on there if you're curious where I'm at. And then on the other side, obviously, OKC with an absolute beatdown. Memphis Grizzlies basketball, more frustrating than walking and trying to get momentum in Midtown Manhattan as a pedestrian. I mean, just unfathomable effort. A couple of teams with lackluster effort. Obviously got OKC there and on the other play-in side from the West to wrap up that matchup in the 2-7. I stood on Kendrick Perkins' business that the Warriors were going to smack around the Rockets, and we feel very good about that as we dive in. So, yes, back to original picks pre-series. Pacers over the Bucks in 7, had the Knicks in 5. Interesting game one. Give you my thoughts on that, Knicks Pistons, from a betting perspective. And then we had, of course, my Lakers from Southern California, San Diego kid, should be a San Diego Clippers fan. Shout out Jelly Bean Joe Bryant. Love myself some Clippers. Took them over the Nuggets in 6. Took the Lakers over the Wolves in 6. Sticking to the Lakers and the Clippers getting in this series, both respectively, out of the first round. But are they doing it in 6? No, they're doing it in 7. And they made it more difficult on themselves. Clippers looked a lot better than the Lakers. Let's start where I was Saturday night in person. The New York Knicks. And really an incredible one-of-one atmosphere. And I know all these home court advantages. Cleveland, incredible. Boston, incredible. Just OKC, one-of-one atmosphere, so they say. But when you're in Madison Square Garden, and let's just call it what it is, 7.5-point pre-betting flop for game one. And again, all my analysis, I can give you overall, just general landscape. This is a betting podcast by nature, so my betting noggin is always looking for value, and there was value all over the Knicks Pistons board. I mean, I took and pointed out and posted, Jerry, Knicks plus 200 on the money line. Someone called it a donation. I don't respond much to tweets, especially ish-talking ones. But in all honesty, the reality is, hey, appreciate you guys watching. The Knicks plus 200 on the money line at the Mecca, where they've been a standout performance all season. I mean, Pistons, how many games have they not won in a row in the playoffs? And again, kind of these themes in the first round, a couple of my 2 cents from a betting perspective is just teams with more experience. And one of the pups in the tournament is the Detroit Pistons, just like the Houston Rockets. Play smash mouth ball, play try hard basketball, play hard. Do they have the horses? My quick takeaway on the better half hour was they become a bottom 5, 105 points per game per 100 possession offense when Cade's off the floor. They're also top 5 in forcing on fast breaks, buckets off of turnovers. Who's one of the best quarterbacks in the tournament, Jalen Brunson. And you just saw this Knicks team eventually come to life. Campaign was sensational. You got Malik Beasley. Again, welcome to not been there before. Yes, he's played in some meaningful games in this league. But my goodness, man, you're one of the veterans on this team. You're knocking the ball out of Brunson's hand and are waking up the beast. Clearly doesn't watch the roommate show. One of those scenarios where if you're live betting and I get to watch in the media section on the monitor as I'm watching the game. And of course, there's a delay. So you see it in person, you hear it, and then you watch it. And then you're looking at the live line at 2-1 and you smash it. Now, there could be, again, value tonight. Tweet it out. I'm all over a Josh Hart Ice Cube triple-double against the Pistons, a spot he's been before, and Cade Cunningham was 4 boards short of a triple-double. I think rebounds in this series are a big part of this series. But again, I'm kind of zipping through my takes. Knicks win again. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if the Pistons keep it close and cover the number 7.5, pending where you shop. But as far as betting takeaways in this series, OG Anunoby, someone to take advantage of on the prop market. He's going to stay plus money at 20-plus points. Remember, when Brunson went out, he went 10 straight games at 20-plus, and not super glamorous. But if you really, because I know this Knicks team quite well, because we cover them, shout out Inside the Lines and Line to Line all season, Knicks pregame. The team is so selfless when it comes to assists. So several guys, and game one was Carl. I wouldn't be surprised if a Mikal Bridges assist over hits tonight. Brunson hit 8. Hart was with 6, and he got into foul trouble. I think Josh Hart tonight on a combo of boards plus assists is definitely in the plus money conversation. And I think Cade Cunningham could be just a PRA over machine all series. If you want just high level. And again, don't forget, Jalen Brunson's going to have a standout performance. Guy had 11 plus 30-point outings and 6 plus 40-point outings. Again, different team. Don't need him to score like that on this club. But from what I saw in that game one, it's, to me, a Knicks perspective of who's got the hot hand and let's ride it in the moment. And it could be any one of those boys. But pre-flop, OG, someone to look at. And I got to lean Knicks. But ultimately, the Detroit Pistons proved to everybody with Bickerstaff, they are here to stay. Let's stay on tonight's action. Then I'll go back yesterday to move forward for Tuesday. Clippers Nuggets. Oh, my gosh. I mean, eyes closed. Give me the Los Angeles Clippers on a bounce-back game, too. A ridiculous 15-plus point comeback by the Nuggets. You got to give them a ton of credit. Russell Westbrook was spectacular, but their defense and their depth, I feel, is going to eventually get to them. They're the 20th ranked defense at home. And, you know, you think back to this championship Nuggets team, they played significantly better defense. I mean, that team had a KCP on it, two-way player with length. That team had a Bruce Brown on that team, two-way player, got himself paid after that NBA Finals. I just don't know. You know, Aaron Gordon, a step slow. He did have a good game one offensively. I don't know. Defense is the question. We got to talk about a Clippers team that's top 5 across the season defensively, and they did not get the whistle in game one. So if you're looking at series shopping, if I fire on any series at plus money and feel very good about it right now, and Vegas is only giving you plus 118, depending where you shop, I'm firing on the Clippers. They're a phenomenal home team all season. You got the better defense. Kawhi gave you nothing in the second half. I mean, Harden has been spectacular. Wait for Harden and Kawhi to click at the same time. And yes, that was a big part of the betting pushback that I'm still getting tagged in. I will always go to bat for the betting community. I certainly lost some lunch money, to put it lightly, on the Jokic triple-double that almost was. Scotty Van paged him for a bad beat. Disgusting behavior as it was vocalized, it was statistically supported, and then it was retracted. And that is the betting world you live in. You have to understand what you're up against. You're up against Mount Everest. I'll leave it there. So, high level, I got Clippers in Denver. Again, who said it? Udonis said it on TV because we watch everything. Your goal's a split on the road, and that is still a win for the Clippers. If they can 10-second Tom it from 51st Dates, Men in Black it, however you want to forget about the game one close, this is a team I feel that has bounce back potential. Keeping it going around, already mentioned to you, first round series, OKC, Boston, and Cleveland are going to skate. I do see Miami not lying down as far as like game-to-game effort, but they did by Heat culture standards, you know, kind of let you down on some level, more so on the defensive side, which I thought was pretty interesting, more so than the offensive side that kind of showed up. I think Davion Mitchell was superb, but ultimately they're just the Heat in a restructured, refurbished roster, and they just don't have the horses. So I got Cleveland likely in 5, maybe a clean Gryffindor sweep. But the other series I would really want to talk out, and I did a clip, and it got a little attention. And these are the details I feel are necessary on a JJ Redick staff from a Lakers perspective. They don't have the dog even close to the pack of wolves, raised by wolves mini team that came out to Hollywood and put on the best show, simultaneously the worst show for LA standards on Saturday night. I mean, the intensity on one side, the lethargy on the other, I was disgusted. I had the Knicks, the Lakers, and a gorgeous cupcake money line parlay. As you know, I'm a homer going round 4 in New York on, listen, LA mom, New York dad. I want the 73 reunion. We all wanted as fans, and I again inked it on a Willy Wonka ticket. So I'm on Lakers next to go the Seabiscuit distance. But aside from that, they got a real task on their hand. I mentioned in the last Moneyline Monaco episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, what was the approach, at least betting nugget I gave out. 47% of Lakers attempts are three-point attempts. That's honestly, I lost my appetite for dinner type sentence. It's just the opposite of ball, I feel, that very few teams can play, despite it being a make-or-miss three-point league. Boston Celtics being a team that can do that. Cleveland being a team that can do that. Statistically, you can go see they are those three-point dudes. This Lakers team, now, shout out my brother Ben, excellent X's and O's lad in the lab on all things Lakers. We have a diehard Lakers group chat in the family. And the big takeaway was Luka comes out hot, and that's actually not ideal for this Lakers team. Luka can get it anytime he wants it. At this juncture, you need triple-double Luka more than you need 40-point Luka on so many mind-numbing levels. I challenged Austin Reeves to lose the Jackie Moon headband on one of the worst situational moments I've seen in Lakers defense. 4 seconds left. Baby momentum to end the half for the Lakers after getting routed the whole quarter. 4 seconds left. DiVincenzo, my Italian brethren, gets the rock 35 feet. Looks to his right. My clip, because I'm sitting here going, where in the flying world is Austin Headband Reeves doesn't deserve the playoff headband looking? He looks with DiVincenzo like they're looking for Nicholson courtside, and he's not there. He lures him to sleep. He hits a 40-footer in his face and runs into the locker room. And I swear to you, this is how I look at basketball. A game of confidence, a game of runs. What happened after I tweeted that? And I went ballistic as the Lakers lose all momentum going into halftime. They come out and they lay a non-Easter egg, 11-0. Literally just, why even come out? Why even come out? 11-0 run for the Wolves. The game was over. And the game was over when Dante hit that 3 in his face. And I'm sorry, but you came out like it was a Tuesday against the Spurs. I mean, where is the intensity? This team was a Western Conference Finals berth club in Minnesota last year. They're a top 5 D. Chris Finch has these boys smothering other grown men on the Lakers. And you got, as well as a tweet I could have thrown out, but I parked it because I'm a fan, man. But two of the three biggest liabilities on the LA Lakers on defense are Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. And the other guy is 40 years old. I mean, I don't know what we're doing here. I think this Lakers staff, and I'm calling out the coaches, looked underprepared. And this is, as a gambler, as a bettor, sometimes I'm very good at it. I got Northeast bias. You better believe it, babes. And I got Lakers blinders on. I got Padres blinders on. I lost my football team in San Diego up the Disneyland Freeway. I still think I'm bringing a championship back in a football team to Ron Burgundy land where I'm from. All right, if I don't, at least I'm going to get Mexican food to New York City because I got to fix more problems than one in San Diego. I digress. But I'm sitting here looking, and I'm sitting here watching a Lakers team. I mean, this Minnesota team, I bet them a lot for props. They can get off 7 guys any moment offensively, but the scarier part is the length. And what a poker hand to not come out with Jackson Hayes at all. And Hachimura, I'm sorry, he's a Hacha in or he's a Hacha out half the time. Is he cooking? Is he freezing cold like Austin Powers, chronologically frozen? I can't tell with the guy. He was a wizard. It's very difficult to pick on and pinpoint any wizard because Kyle Kuzma's the new Tony Snell. Back to the point. This Lakers team doesn't pick up the defensive intensity, I'm going to be sorely mistaken and probably dropping off Uber Eats for you this summer. I mean, plus money on FanDuel right now, plus money at 114, and I'm not sprinting to press the button like I am with the Clippers. I'll tell you that much. I'll own with new information and a formed opinion when I'm wrong. I'm scared. Again, Anthony Edwards, this team wants you to think you have them. And now they have more dog. They traded talent for dog. Let's not forget. I'm on the Knicks side of the trade. This team is on the DOG side. And Dante DiVincenzo doing that moment at halftime to end the second quarter, like he did at Villanova with 31 in the Natty, I mean, that is not a small thing. What do they say in relationships? Watch a rom-com. That's a quality rom-com. Tiny details for relationships, people. What do you think playoff basketball is? As we round out the program, and I do have the Lakers in a bounce-back game too, but if they don't win 2, I'm with a couple of the Natty TV guys for once. They're not bouncing back. They have a must-win all-out, but I will say there's championship pedigree on the Lakers. I'm not going to bail on them, but I'm not rushing to press 114. They got to win 2 games in a row for me to feel good about this series. The Rockets, Warriors, and please follow me on Twitter, Alex_Monaco. Almost impossible to find me, but you'll find me. I chirp a lot on Twitter. One thing I was adamant about, Rockets are puppies. And I know Van Fleet and 40-year-old Jeff Green, and there's a couple of vets on this team, Dylan Brooks, I suppose, even though he still acts like a 24-year-old with Peter Pan syndrome. I don't feel like they have the experience. And you watch Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, and I just knew without question Warriors were going to split this series. I inked game 1. I cashed game 1, and I thought exactly what came out would ensue. And we got to take a step back here, and I got to challenge people listening because they're minus 370. They're going to win this series. The Rockets are lucky to win 2 games. And my guy's Ryan Hollins does great color commentary for the Houston Rockets. I had to quote tweet him, great analysis, but I don't think it helps him win 2 games. And I don't think Vegas believes in him either. I mean, they're almost 3-1 with home court advantage in this series after down 1-0 with 3 at home and 3 on the road. The Warriors, let's just say this, because I'm sitting there talking with my brother about Redick and not being detail-oriented and not calling enough sets and just not being prepared. And then I'm hearing Steve Kerr and praise after another 25-5-5-5 game for Jimmy Buckets in his historic Jimmy Buckets playoff. I charge $80 a cup of coffee, but in playoff time, it's worth it. Butler goes out and just grown man takes over. And then Kerr comes out post-game and basically saying in such said words, guys got so much basketball IQ. We don't even really have to overthink it. And I challenge you listening with Draymond, with Curry, with Buckets, and with Kerr, with just 4 basketball brilliant minds like that. If you're hoping for a GSW #DubNation run, we're staring at one. I'm telling you, I had this feeling before Jimmy Butler. It's why I inked 36-1 for them to win the West. Fortunately, only put Patrick Ewing $33 on it. But I saw value at the time for the Golden State Warriors, pressure to get Curry happy. They are playing with so much poise, selflessness, self-awareness, and just playing the game the right way. And not to sound like one of those guys on the lawn, but I mean, goodness gracious, old man Ball appreciates this Warriors team. First quarter under in almost every game, but maybe game 3 when the Warriors come out and smoke them in the first quarter. I just love the Warriors. I think this is a team that likely wins 2 series, and I cannot wait to see them take the Thunder soul and me and GSW Dub Nation against the world. Let me remind you, as I've been slandering the Thunder, they will be my Florida Gators, and I will be the scapegoat all playoffs. The Oklahoma City Thunder can enjoy a Gryffindor sweep against the Grizzlies, who don't even belong to be there. Don't even deserve to be there. So I'm out. I'm going to the Garden. Check me out. Alex Monaco will be posting